How would you describe the Fringe to someone who hasn't seen it?
It's an open invite theater festival where the focus is on original, experimental, and yet accessible theater. There's no advantage if someone's a man or a woman. I think the only level playing field is for gender in theater that I know of. You don't have to have a reputation within the theater world at large. It doesn't hurt, but you don't have to. If you're doing a play that's unpublished, that's no disadvantage. If you're doing a play that only has one person or has no set, that's no disadvantage. Whereas if you're doing something that's never been done, that's actually an advantage. You know, people want to be surprised. They want you to play with them. Theater audiences in the Fringe are pretty savvy. They like you to play with them. They like you to show them something new. They like to have you interact with them. It's experimental theater, but not if it's too experimental. No one's going to want to see it because the actors are only making what their box offices. So the actors are kind of reined in by the fact that if you go too far, if you go beyond what people want to see, then you're just not going to make any money. It may be artistically satisfying for you, but you're going to be broke and you're going to starve.
What is it about Fringe that got you addicted?
The fact that you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And growing up, some of my heroes had always been the Marx Brothers. And one of the things, I used to watch this documentary about them before opening nights for inspiration. It's called Marx Brothers in a Nutshell. And one of the things that was said was that there wasn't a single performance. You know, they would do shows on Broadway before they were making it as movie stars. Groucho would add new one-liners every single show. Like, nobody could write for Harpo. They would write something like Harpo does something funny. You know, he would come up with all his own material. And those were my heroes. Those were guys that did their own thing, even though they hadn't written the script. They never wrote their own scripts, but they would add to them. And they would make them original and unique and different every time. And that seemed really exciting. And that still, to me, seems like the thing that theater has going for it over other media. You know, like, so eventually I found, like, I want to say my own stuff.